Rather than letting anger destroy you and your life, let it deliver you to the strongest version of yourself.
Yo, Elliot!
So I got a question here from our Instagram friend. He says, yo, Elliot, can you please make a video on the topic of letting go, he says. Me, for example, I got bullied a lot when I was younger, and I often think back about those people who bullied me, and I think if I ever see them again, I'm gonna beat the shit out of them. And this fills me up with so much anger that I often punch holes in the wall and such. I feel like I'm poisoning myself. And it's followed me into adulthood. If someone disrespects me and I don't do something about it, I sit there and I stew on it and make myself angry. I honestly feel like one day I'm going to just explode in a fit of rage and do something stupid. However much I try, I just can't seem to let go of the past. Even if you don't make a video response, any advice will do. Well, I'm making a video, dude. So, the very first thing I would like to offer you is to accept your anger, to accept all of your emotions, in fact, because they're keys to your inner being. Wherever there is an emotion that you can perceive, there is a spiritual or mental block or darkness, better yet, shadow that wants to be seen. That anger is pointing to something in you that wants to be revealed. And when you can confront that anger in a detached way, meaning not judging it, you have an opportunity to begin healing yourself in that particular area, in that realm. You mentioned bullies, and so it's going to have a lot to do with other men and confrontation. That area in your psyche is asking for healing, and your emotional guidance system, which is speaking to you through anger, is giving you an opportunity to eventually look at that. Now, better that you're dealing with anger as an emotion than apathy. Because anger is an extroverted emotion. It's an energetic emotion. It has power behind it. So be happy that you're still being angry. You're young enough that you haven't suppressed it such that you become apathetic. Most men in their 30s have lost their anger because they've shoved it down so much that their eyes go sideways when they should be angry. They turn apathetic. Not you, my man. You still got the fire, and that fire is going to fuel you. Now, when you mention that your thoughts of these negative circumstances, these things that irk you, that stir you up, cause you to punch a hole in the wall, yes, you are on the right path. Because as you hold back the impulse that's associated with any emotion, you begin to imprison yourself. On both the physical level, because by holding back your holding punches is a physical thing. Holding your punch back boils down to tension in your neck, tension in your jaw, tension in your shoulder, and your arm. Right? You ever see somebody, you mentioned stewing. You ever see somebody stewing? It's like they're boiling. That's a great way to put it because there's a whole lot of shit in there and it's boiling. You're making a fucking stew. And when you hold yourself back that way, it becomes chronic. That's why people got tics and twitches and shit. Or they have unconscious movements that they don't recognize. Like every time their dad comes around, their shoulders go up. They don't know why. And then that's the other thing. Physical, but also psychological. You begin to detach from what's actually going on. So most people, they detach from their emotion, meaning that they've created a concept, or they've been given a concept of right or wrong, and they decide that it's not right for me to be angry. So they'll mentally shift away from it. The body, though, will still carry the emotion in it because the body never forgets. The ego might forget. The body doesn't forget. So what happens then is you start to become schizoid. You start to begin detaching yourself from your body. So people's bodies are doing all kinds of shit, and they're completely unaware of it, because they've decided to detach from the emotion. Dude, when you have that emotion rise up in your body, the very first thing you must do is honor your body. And honoring your body means, first of all, mind your breathing. Because as you get angry and animated, your breath will automatically begin to go up. Just think about an angry ape. An angry ape ain't doing nothing but this. Allow that to pass through. Allow that pulsation to make its way through your physiology. You don't even need to express anything else. There's nothing else to do but to be in that state. And notice your body as you're doing that breathing. Now, of course, it's going to kick off unconsciously, but you're going to support it consciously, meaning I know that I'm breathing this way. Instead of stopping it, you're going to allow it. You're going to allow that breathing to come up. As that breathing rises now, keep it grounded, meaning breathe into your belly, but allow it to rise up into your shoulders, your neck, and your face. Because anger is a very up emotion. So you're going to start to lose your ground. You're having these thoughts and you're getting angry. Go with it. Stay grounded by breathing into your balls. Breathe into your belly. And let the emotion rise up. I'm empathizing with you here because I got a lot of anger in me and I'm an angry dude. And so I'm beginning to vibrate here. I'm owning my anger. I've processed and I've dealt with my anger in these past many years. So I can befriend my anger and I can use it to teach you. I'm not really angry in that way any longer because I do this stuff. In fact, I do it with my son. My son, being a boy, I mean, most boys, guys, this is just us. Unless you've detached. He was angry with his sister the other day, and he has a habit now, it's a new habit, what I've noticed, of checking out. And he does that. And then he'll just like lay over and it turns into a limp thing. Well, that's new. And I know it's been happening because when he was younger, he used to go, and he'd run after him and chase them and grab their hair and throw them down. And like, look, we can't have that shit. So I even was like, Ben, you can't do that. You can't chase your sister, grab their hair and throw them down. That's like, it's pretty fucked up. So he has found a way to defend against his anger by shutting down. And so the other day when I recognized this immediately, I was like, oh shit, my son's becoming neurotic like the rest of us. Come over here, boy. And the very first thing I did with him was hold him. And I breathed myself, and I invited him to breathe. Ben, breathe like me. He was very angry and resistant at first, but when you're with someone who is breathing in a grounded way and they're holding you with love, your parent, if you're a parent, your children, they will fall into your vibration. They'll take on your vibration. They're taking on your vibration all the time anyway. But I held him and I breathed deeply myself, and all of a sudden he went, and I explained to him, my 7-year-old son, the same way I'm going to explain to you. You have an opportunity right now when that anger rises to allow the pulsation to move through your body and express it. Get it out. Exercise it out like a fucking exorcism, right? You know, that movie with the kid, the head spinning? Well, that's not really what's fucking happening. What's happening is emotions rise in the body that we have had a tendency to suppress. It grows and turns into a goblin within our body. You know how you say that one day I'm going to pop? Yeah, because you got goblins in your body because you haven't nourished yourself by allowing them to be expressed when they're asking to be expressed. So when that anger rises in you and you're breathing with it, you're allowing the pulsation to happen, let out a shout. Go and grab a pillow and start slamming it on your bed. Go get a punching bag, because when you punch the wall, you break your fucking fist. I know, I've done that. Get a punching bag and allow the movement and the breathing and the sound to be in coordination with one another. Allow each punch to every single time. Allow the sound, allow the movement, allow your breath to be one thing moving up from your sex center, from your balls, up out through your body. You're discharging, man. It's like an orgasm, right? If you're having a full orgasm, it's coming from down here and it's coming up here. That's why it almost feels like rain on our face. Well, what I'm offering you, dude, is to have an orgastic release, as Wilhelm Reich would call it, an emotional release. When you own your emotions in this particular way, meaning both physically and psychologically, you can look at it, you now have the opportunity to use your emotion as a tool rather than it using you. So when you do find yourself in circumstances where someone is making you angry, you are familiar with and have already confronted your anger. You know what it looks like when you blow up and you begin slamming a pillow on the mattress or shouting or whatever the case may be. Now that you know yourself and you trust yourself to such a degree, when someone pisses you off, you can be firm in your language. No, I don't like when you do that. No, I am not going with you there. No. You see how angry my no is? Because, well, I say angry. Animated my no is because I'm bringing the power of all into it. My eyes, my hands, my breath, my movement, all one. And I can stand my ground with the power of my anger. That's why I told you, don't let your anger destroy you. Allow it to deliver you to your power. And as strong as your no is as strong as your yes will be. You will have a stronger, more powerful, and integrated life when you begin to own your anger and use it instead of it using you. So there are going to be those who are watching this video who are of the mindset of, Elliott, are you just telling us to do whatever we want? No! As you heard earlier when I was speaking with my son is not allowed to run around chasing his sisters and grabbing their hair and throwing them to the ground. That's not appropriate, and I will stop him from doing that. And if you're going to go and you're going to go punch someone in the face because they stepped on your shoe, I would tell you the same damn thing. You're an idiot. You can't do that. There are other people. You must honor and respect them. What I'm asking you to do is to also honor and respect your emotions and the energy moving through your body by finding a safe space where you can then go and discharge. If you're getting angry by yourself based on thoughts, that's the best way to go about it. If you're just thinking angry thoughts and you get angry, that is a safe space at home in your room where you can allow the breath to support the pulsation and then the discharge. It happens the same way with all emotions. So many of us are carrying sadness and sobbing in our bodies. When you find yourself in these circumstances where a sad thought of perhaps someone who's left you comes to mind, instead of biting your tongue because the tears, sobbing starts to happen here and the chin begins to quiver. Instead of doing that shit, breathe and allow the vibration to come up through and sob, cry, release. This is all about letting off steam. It's all about releasing the demons. It's all about letting go, according to your question, so that you could finally be. And in your beingness, you will find much more clarity about who you are and what to do. Done.